is it going, everybody? It is the 37th edition of the MMA Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is the month of April, and it is a beautiful month for the UFC. We have 4 events, literally one UFC event every Saturday of the month. It's going to be fun. We also have a bunch to talk about news-wise, as always. This first card of the month, UFC on Fuel 9, had a lot of shaking up on the main card. You had Alexander Gustafsson cut and replaced by a no-name. We'll talk about that. I want to talk about TUF. We had another brutal Uriah Hall knockout. John Jones, as always, making comments about people like Gilbert Smith and Chael Sonnen. By the way, happy birthday, Chael. Yeah, we got a bunch to get to. Let's get to it.
You're listening to the MMA Podcast with Jake and Chris.
And once again, thank you so much for tuning in. It is myself, Jake, and tonight we are joined by Ramses from the Word on the Street podcast and Yao the Truth. What's up, gentlemen?
How's it going, man? What's up?
What is up? Yeah, definitely check out Word on the Street. Follow him at The Aunt Jimmy Show. Every Tuesday, Ramses and myself do a podcast, and we break down the night's TUF episode with Jamie, the living legend, Huey, a coach on Team Sonnen, who was actually on the show, and we always have someone from the show on. This past, last night, I guess, we had King Kevin Casey on, and we talked to him about his future in the UFC, living in the house, his kidney issue from last week, a bunch of stuff. That was a very good episode. If you haven't heard it yet, follow Ramses on Twitter, the Aunt Jimmy Show. You have anything else about your podcast Twitter feed?
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know. I don't bullshit when I say to follow me on Twitter because it changes lives. I've got tweets coming in every day. You saved my life. I was about to kill myself. My wife didn't leave me after all. What's this one? I used to have cancer, and now I don't. That's the kind of shit that happens, right? Your life is going to be changed if you follow me on Twitter, the Aunt Jimmy Show on Twitter, and I also tweet out UFC nonsense, rumors, news, and updates all the time. Follow that shit.
Yeah, a lot of people haven't heard about it yet. The news hasn't really spread, but in February, the San Francisco Police Department took out the phones on the Golden Gate Bridge. They have suicide prevention phones, so people who are in crisis can call up before they jump off the bridge. They took down those phones and they replaced them with speakers that are blasting the Word on the Street podcast 24/7. And I want to report that since February, nobody has jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge. It is a life changer. It will change you. It will change you spiritually, sexually, mentally, physically. Definitely follow Word on the Street and on Twitter, the Aunt Jimmy Show. Yeah, you're training, fighting. You have anything coming up? Any plugs? Follow him on Twitter, Yao, YAO_ the truth, one word.
Yeah, I just want to back these guys up. They're not joking. Ramses he's really changing lives. If you're sick of everything that's going on in the world, just follow him on Twitter. Your life will change. Mine has as well. I can attest to that. Yeah, follow me on Twitter. I will be in the UFC one day. I will be fighting at the end of this year. Have my first fight. Follow me on Twitter. Check me out on MMAdraft.com. Search The Truth. You will find me.
Yeah. Since listening to Word on the Street, my cock has grown 11.5 inches, bringing it to a length of 12.5 inches. Very powerful stuff coming from Word on the Street. And you cannot forget MMA Mental, MMAmental.com. They're really, they make us look like fools. They're pulling like 10 interviews a week, pulling top people. You want to listen to interviews with Bruce Buffer, Johnny Hendricks. They have, guys from the XFC on, which a lot of people don't like hearing those kinds of interviews, but I really think the most genuine interviews you get are with those fighters who are coming up in those minor leagues of MMA. So definitely check out MMA Mental, MMAmental.com, and MMA Mental on Twitter. And if you want to call in, we love taking calls. We love getting tweets. You can tweet us at the MMA Podcast or call in. The number is 213-457-3380. That's 213-457-3380. Or Skype us at the MMA Podcast. Listen to this show. That's usually every Wednesday night, and the MMA Roundtable, which is every Thursday night. We don't have a UFC card to break down, so I guess we'll get straight into the news, gentlemen. Let's play that drop. I love that news drop. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like we really can get into the news until we play the news drop. And really, sort of the biggest news of the week was all this stuff floating around the cut that Alexander Gustafsson sustained, I believe, last Thursday. So 6 days ago, he apparently was just walking home or walking to training, walking somewhere, slipped and busted his eye open, I think on a pole. And it did look like a pretty gnarly cut at the time, but if you look at his eye now, it doesn't really look like something that should pull him out of a fight. Even Dana White was saying that this was the most ridiculous, pull of a fight by a commission he has ever seen. And in the whole craziness, Vanderlei pulled an April Fool's joke on everybody, including Gegard Mousasi, Alexander Gustafsson's opponent, saying that he was going to take the fight. But when it came down to it, Gustafsson was replaced by Ilir Latifi, somebody who literally has zero recognition, even amongst MMA fans. Before we talk about the rest of the craziness sort of surrounding this shakeup, I'll start it with Ramses and then pass it to Yao. Who the fuck is Ilir Latifi?
Let me tell you something, guys. This fight's going down in fucking Sweden somewhere. There's a bunch of bullshit going down over there in Sweden, alright guys? Bullshit. And I can smell it all the way from here in fucking Texas where I'm at. I can smell the bullshit. And I'm telling you right now, this thing stinks. The whole thing stinks. I feel a work coming, alright? They're pulling the rabbit out of the hat. Some guy, literally a nobody that nobody's ever heard of, but if he wins, the hometown is going to go crazy. Everyone's going to call it a miracle. It'll be the biggest success story of this year so far for the UFC. That's why I think this thing is going to be a work. I'm sorry, I got to call this one now. Latif, whatever his name is, Latif, whoever's fighting Mousasi, the no-name guy, is going to win. He's going to knock him out or submit him out of nowhere. That is what is going to happen. I would bet everything in my life. I'd bet it right now. I'd put it all on the table right now that's going to happen, and this will be a work. All right. Why else would they put it together? Why else would the UFC? Come on, guys. This is, like I said, even Vince McMahon would be ashamed of this one. All right. Even he would be like, man, they're going to see through this one. We can't put this shit. It's going to happen. It's going to be work. That's the word on the street. What's up, Yao?
Well, the thing about these fuel cards, they always seem kind of like weak and everything, but once they start, they have good cards. They have exciting fights and everything. But as far as this guy, I don't even know his name, fighting Mousasi, I really feel I have to agree with Ramses. I think he's gonna win. I think this Ilir guy, I don't know his name, is gonna win. I think it's gonna be an amazing fight.
For sure, yeah. I think Gegard is going to win this fight easily by a first round knockout. And I'll admit, in some cases, I'll nod and smile when Ramses throws out a conspiracy theory, mainly because it's funny, and in some cases because I think he might actually be onto something. And I'll be honest, most of the time, I'm a little shaky on it, and I call him out for it, from time to time. If Ilir Latifi wins this fight, Ramses, I don't want to say forever because, I don't know how crazy you might get in the coming years, but I will say for the rest of 2013, I will not call you out no matter how crazy the theories get. I will agree with you and say that it could happen, even if you're saying, Vince McMahon will fight Brock Lesnar in the next championship in the light heavyweight division. I'll smile and nod with everything if Ilir wins, but if Gegard wins, I want you to come onto the podcast and sing Mr. Spriggs Barbecue for us.
Mr. Spriggs? What the fuck song is that?
The Mr. Spriggs Barbecue song. You weren't.
That must be like a northern thing or something.
No.
Talking about, son.
It was a meme. I think Funny or Die took it and ran with it, but it was this. I think it was a commercial in Oklahoma of this barbecue joint called Mr. Spriggs Barbecue. It was like 30 seconds long, and it was basically this R&B song as like a commercial, and it got viral as fuck. It's like, Mr. Spriggs Barbecue, always Spriggs Barbecue, tender. But you have to sing the entire thing and like sing it with emotion, sing it with gusto, sing it like I know Ramses and Austin would sing it.
Word, man. All right. Well, listen, I've been on the internet since it was created, and I don't remember seeing this viral video, supposedly, and I've seen them all, son. But yeah, this song isn't in my catalog, but fuck it, the bet is on. If Musashi wins, I'll fucking sing this little ditty, man. I'll learn it. I'll put the passion behind it that you haven't seen since R. Kelly's last tour.
Yeah, and what were you saying? It's a northern thing? I'm in Florida, bro. I am as southern as it gets.
Oh yeah. Well, I fucked up. I meant East Coast. I'm smoking the weed here.
I was in Chicago this past fall, so I'll let it slide. But yeah, the deal is set. If Gegard wins, Mr. Spriggs Barbecue is going down sometime in the future. If Ilir wins for the rest of 2013, I am going along with, I may not agree, but I'll at least admit that it could be, no matter how crazy the theory. And the deal is set, and we will move on. We'll talk about Ilir versus Gegard at the end of the show when we break down UFC on Fuel 9. It's funny, there are fights I am interested in. I think Diego Brandao versus Pablo Garza is going to be pretty interesting. I think Pickett versus Easton is also on the card, which has a lot of title contention implications in the bantamweight division, along with a few other fights. I'm excited to see Ross Pearson kick some ass. I don't think Ryan Couture has a shot. So that's a little preview for that end of the show. We'll break down UFC on Fuel 9. But the next topic we got to get to is the TUF episode 11, a review of that. You had Bubba McDaniel sort of looking for motivation. He wasn't really feeling it in the house. He had 2 fights, Josh Shamman defeating Jimmy Quinlan in the first round. Unfortunately, I think most of us are Team Darkside, and we're rooting for Jimmy Quinlan. I've talked to the guy. Really, really nice dude. Like Coach Jamie Huey said last night on the Tuesday after TUF Pod, 9 times out of 10 Jimmy would have won that fight, but he just came out a little flat, was still a little roughed up from that Clint Hester fight, and did not win the fight. And we saw another brutal Uriah Hall knockout on Bubba McDaniel. I mentioned on Twitter, I thought it was kind of funny. The only cutaway they did is Bubba was like, "Oh, my eye!" It cut away to Sella just sort of nodding on the side like, that's what you get, fighting the tough beast, And then they literally had to roll Bubba over, and then you look at his face, and on the normal side of his face, like, he has an eyebrow and, like, a ridge like most people have, like, juts out a little bit above the eye, and the other side didn't do that. It was just like kind of like someone took a hammer and just like bashed that in a little bit. Sonnen, after the fight, went up to Uriah Hall and said, "You are a contender for the UFC title. I was in the middleweight class for 5 years. You're a contender." And I think that means a lot, especially with Anderson Silva nearing retirement, and Hall being as young as he is. We could be looking at the future of the middleweight division in TUF. But enough of my babbling. Yeah, we'll start off with you this time. What did you think of TUF? What did you think of that brutal TUF Beast knockout? He's knocked out 3. He'll be going for 4 when he fights Dylan Andrews in the semifinals. What did you think?
It was an amazing performance. I mean, it was a very short fight, but it was an amazing performance. As soon as I saw Uriah fight to get into the house, I knew he would be a problem. I knew right from the beginning that he would be a problem. I was happy to see that he is from Queens, New York. I am from Queens, New York as well. Probably even seen him a couple times, didn't know who he was in the past. But yeah, that knockout, I mean, he's what you call a devastating striker. You have guys who are very good strikers. You have guys who are, heavy hitters. He's a devastating striker, and he throws with intentions of trying to hurt you, and he's going to be a problem. Even if he doesn't make it out of the house, he will be a problem in the near future.
Hell yeah. Fucking Uriah Hall did it to him, man. Bubba was dismantled. He was destroyed, deconstructed, embarrassed on national television in the MMA world altogether.
Battered and bruised, beaten and bloodied.
He was destroyed. It was like, I believe it was a 9-second knockout. Uriah Hall just hit him with the one punch. Destroyed his face. His face exploded. His face exploded, all right? You were on to something, man. When they showed him, he was all squinting off that one side of his face. He looked like the Wile E. Coyote after an unsuccessful murder attempt on the Roadrunner. And when Uriah Hall hit him and he dropped, he fucking planked on the octagon, man. He was planking, and he was like just face down, buried in the fucking mat, like when the coyote just fucking hits the bottom of the goddamn cliff. He looked like, I tweeted this out. If you've ever seen the movie Robin Hood, the one with Kevin Costner, that version of it, where he like goes back to his castle and finds his old like servant, and his old servant's eyes are all missing and shit. It looked exactly like Bubba, man. Just trust me on this. You want to go look that shit up right now. You'll laugh your ass off. I laughed my ass off watching this knockout. Uriah Hall is fucking scary. Yeah, he's gonna be a contender. Like, all he's got to do is just win this one fucking fight here in the finale, and all of a sudden you're gonna see him fighting some big names, right? They ain't gonna put him up against some goddamn some loser bum cans. He's gonna go. He's ready to fucking sell some pay-per-views, as far as I'm concerned. And God bless him.
God bless that man. A question I want to pose. We don't know how much longer Anderson Silva is going to be in the UFC. I believe he's, 37, 36?
He's 43 years old.
He's 43 years old. Jesus Christ.
Anderson
Silva, he's 37, and he turns 38 in 4 days. Who would have thought that Silva and Sonnen are so close birthday-wise, being so far apart outside the ring? No, but he will turn 38 in a week and a half, so we don't know how much longer he's going to be in the UFC for. Judging how he's been, I mean, he's been tearing everyone up, hasn't shown any sign of weakness. But most pro athletes start to lose it in their late 30s, early 40s, and do you think Hall will rise to the level of middleweight, number one contender before Silva retires? What I'm saying is, will we ever see Hall versus Silva? Yow.
We could. I doubt that we would, but we could.
Yeah. Fuck. That's a tough. Well, first off, Jake, What are you doing bringing up Anderson Silva's birthday on Chael Sonnen's birthday? Don't you have any decency on the MMA podcast?
I'm talking about how he's getting old as hell, son. He's turning 38. It's mileage.
Chael probably turned the station or whatever hell this is being broadcasted on. He changed the channel, all right? He did that, all right? But no.
Hey, you know what, Chael? I tweeted at Chael 2 times to DM me a message to the fans, and he didn't come through. If Chael was really worried, he would have DM'd me. I know it's your birthday, Chael. I'm putting you on blast anyway. Come on, son.
Yeah, well, he is training for the most important fight of his entire life.
It's not as important as DMing somebody he doesn't know.
I hear you. See, the trick is to you have to attach a story to it, like some sort of sob story. Like tell him you only got one leg or something, man, and then he'll answer right away.
I got 3 legs. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying, Ramsey?
I hear you, man.
Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hey yo.
Now I just want to make up for that mention of Anderson Silva's birthday. I don't know why that happened. Sorry, guys, but I want to make up for it by just saying real quickly, 1977. Most people think of it as they remember it as the year Star Wars came out. But as of right now, I'm here to announce that that's all changed. That's all done. From here on out, it's the year that God created Chael Patrick Sonnen. Do you understand me, people? We can move on now. What were we talking about? I don't even fucking know.
We were talking about black booties. No, we were talking about the TUF 11 quarterfinals. I asked Casey and Huey about it last night, but I guess I sort of can pose the same question to you, Yao, because you're also involved in martial arts. One of the things the episode focused on was Bubba having trouble with motivating himself for the fight. Do you ever have problems with motivation? And if so, what do you do to get yourself back on the right track?
Well, I did in when I wrestled in high school. When I first started, I was very intimidated by the other wrestlers in my weight class and everything. Especially my first couple of matches, I was really intimidated. I was losing. I lost 8 straight. But what really happened was just staying in it. Just keep on competing, doing what you have to do. Not letting it overwhelm you, and I think that's what Bubba let happen. I mean, I feel like Bubba defeated himself before he even got in the octagon, and that's a bad thing to do, especially against a guy like Uriah Hall. I don't know, man.
For sure. It was a good episode of TUF. It was the penultimate episode. Next week will be the finale. We will see the 2 semifinals. We'll see Josh Salmon take on Kelvin Gastelum and Uriah Hall fight Dylan Andrews. Luckily, our theory of the TUF 17 finale spoiler was incorrect. It had Uriah Hall and Dylan Andrews centered on the poster, hinting that they'd be fighting each other, and luckily they will be fighting each other, but not in the finale. It'll be in the semifinals. And we'll see if Uriah can get another devastating knockout against the Aussie, who, according to Kevin Casey, was the best pool player in the house. And let's hit up a quick version of 10 solid seconds of sports before we talk about some disparaging comments about a few people that John Jones made on Twitter. Let me warm up the old throat. 10 solid seconds of sports, where I talk sports for 10 seconds because I want to talk about it and nobody else does. Let's do it. Louisville, Wichita State, Syracuse, Michigan move to the Final Four as Kevin Ware breaks his legs in what could have been the worst televised injury in history. Homie Shin was dangling out of his leg. Prayers to a speedy recovery. Again, to the Pens, Yager to the Bruins. Teams get ready for the playoff push. NFL draft coming near. Players, get ready. All right. Fit a few. Yeah, I fit a few in there at the last second as the explosion went off.
Wow, that was like a record, man.
Yeah, I got a little overzealous on the amount of stuff I tried to say in 10 seconds, and forgot I put homie Shin was dangling out of his leg, and I tried to read that really fast. I was like, wait, what the fuck am I saying? Who is homie? No, let's...
That was nasty as shit, though, man.
Dude, Kevin Ware, let's talk about that really quick. Have you all seen the high definition image of it?
Yes, and I wish I didn't.
Did you see it, Ramses?
That was some nasty ass shit, man. His stump was just hanging out there, man. What was odd though, like, don't you think it would have been like spraying blood or something? I mean, like, what the fuck? Aren't there arteries and veins and like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not saying
I think his broken leg was a work.
No, I think that was pretty legit.
Oh my
man.
God, Ramses is calling the broken leg a work.
Oh my God.
I think it was spewing blood, but like the picture they got, I think that was like within like the first second of the break, and it isn't like, I mean, when I don't know.
That's right. Nobody knows. I'm just saying, you would think it would be spraying blood or something.
That was,
but yeah, man, that just made me think. I mean, all that guy did was jump up in the air.
Mm-hmm. It was just one of those one in a million things.
Yeah, I'm never gonna jump up in the air again in my fucking life. I'll tell you that right now.
I've actually seen someone do that to their arm. The exact same thing. We were skateboarding. He fell and went to catch himself with his arms, and instead of it, going toward either side, all the pressure went right to this one area of the bone, and literally his bone snapped. And his arm wasn't dangling, but his bone was sticking quite a bit through his arm.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. It's all with like bone snaps and injuries like that. It's all about body weight and positioning and where you land. Like, that was a freak accident how it happened, because he's an athlete. I'm sure he's taking calcium, his vitamins, everything, supplements. His muscles around his leg were strong, but that was just a freak accident.
Very similar
that's
to
one of those things.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but very similar to the Corey Hill leg snap.
It was worse, man.
It was way worse than Corey Hill.
Yeah, like I wonder if that'll ever happen in the UFC now that we've seen it, man. But then again, I can't name anybody in the UFC who has ever incorporated jumping up in the air
John Jones
that into their fighting style. Oh yeah, well shit. Oh yeah, he has little chicken legs. I was about to say I hope it happens to him, but I hope he thinks about that, and I hope it fucks up his game.
Well, I actually just looked up his stats. Kevin Ware, 6'4", 175. If you think John Jones is chicken legs, Ware is the exact same height, but weighs, 30 pounds less, probably 50 pounds less, because I guess Jones probably weighs around 225 outside of camp. So, guys like Corey Brewer, they're that tall. You look at their legs, and honestly, I went to Florida basketball camp back when I was in high school, and a Florida player, Corey Brewer, was out shooting around with us. And I sort of wanted to jokingly box him out for a rebound, but literally I looked at his legs, and his legs were looked like anorexic girls' forearms. They were just like bones. Like, he's like 6'8", and he weighs like probably less than 200. Like, just such skinny legs. I was like, I don't want to bump him because I'm afraid I'll snap his little chicken legs. And it's just like, guys, especially when you get taller, skinnier guys, when they come down at an awkward angle, the risk is just upped. I think you were going to say something before, Ramses, and I very rudely cut you off because I'm a douchebag.
Look, man, I'm smoking that weed. If I was saying something, I don't remember what the fuck it was. We can move on.
True enough. Well, I do want to move on to a topic that, Ramses, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of opinions on, and actually because of that reason, I'm going to go sprint off to the kitchen and grab a bottle of water because my throat is parched as fuck. But I know, Ramses, you'll have a lot of opinions. We'll get to the engagement in a second. That's a weird move. I mean, look, fighters, within a few weeks of a fight is supposed to be when they're completely focused on the fight. just wait until like a week or two after the fight, John. Engaging to your girlfriend just shows me that his mind's on other things. We'll talk about that in a moment, but first I want to talk about the disparaging comments he made about both Gilbert Smith and the birthday boy himself, Mr. Chael P, about Smith saying Gilbert is the worst, and I thought it was funny. Ramses, I'm glad you screenshotted it. I went back to look it up. He erased the tweet. He, when you first talked about it last night, I thought it was a joking tweet, like, he was fucking with him. Ramses, you're the fucking worst. But the fact that he erased it, and, like, there was, like, nothing, like, not a smiley face, not a LOL, it was just, like, Gilbert is the worst, and all the responses were from it, Stupid Jones, oh yeah, that dumbass was being friendly with Son and blah, blah, whatever, But yeah, the Gilbert tweet was weird. The Chael tweet was, it was pretty inflammatory. It was, Chael Sonnen is my worst opponent. And if you think Chael Sonnen's worse than Rampage Jackson, you got another thing coming to you. Ramses, what do you think about John's disparaging tweets about Gilbert and Chael?
I'm fired up, guys. Listen to me right now. I'll tell you.
I think I'm going to stick around and listen to it instead of getting water, even though I'm really thirsty, because I want to hear what you got to say.
Oh, don't worry. It'll still be going, man. Get your water, do what you got to do, man. I can do this all night, and I will actually be doing this all month, to tell you the truth. Listen, John Jones, I know you're out there fucking listening to the MMA podcast right now. I challenge you, John. I challenge you to call into this show. All right, the number is 213-457-3380. Or you can Skype call into the MMA podcast and go for it, John. I have some words. I want to tell you exactly what I think of you, just man to man. Why won't you face me? You son of a bitch. Talking shit about your own teammate. You better call in and defend yourself. Answer for your crime against Gilbert Jamal Smith Jr. Sure he, admitted that he was a Team Sun and Team Darkside member all along, and that he doesn't like you, and that he didn't want to be a part of your stupid team. Sure, he said that, but you go and say he's the worst. You're a coach, man. You should know better. I guess you don't. You're a young kid, but listen to me, people. John Jones is not the man you think he is. All right, if you're, he was. Listen, people. John Jones did nothing. He could have prevented 9/11. But he did nothing that day, all right? Think about that. Analyze that, all right, before you buy another ticket to go see him, before you lay money down on that Bones Nose T-shirt. He did 9/11. He let 9/11 happen. Sure, he was only 10 years old. But, that's his fucking... That's on him. Those lives are on you, John Jones, all right? So you better call in, talk to me. You know what? Any of your fans, if anybody that's ever met John Jones, call in. Any John Jones fans,
call us, cocksuckers. The number is 213-457-3380.
Yeah, if your name's John, call in, because I got a beef with you. You understand me? A beef that's gonna be all settled up. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be me that does it to you. I wish I was in that position, Johnny Bones Jones, but it's gonna have to be my man Chael Patrick Sonnen. Happy birthday, 30. He's 36. I'm sorry to give away a man's age. But he's going to handle business on April 27th. John Jones, you're going to pay for every damn thing you've ever said and done, bad thing you've ever said, wrongdoing in your life. You're going to pay, all right? It's coming in the form of Chael P. Sonnen's fists. The first takedown is going to be dedicated to Gilbert, all right? Chael just texted me that. Word on the street. Yeah. What do you think about fucking Johnny Bones Jones tweeting that shit about Gilbert, man? What do you think about this fucking clown?
The fact that he deleted the tweet makes it even worse. I didn't know that he deleted it when I heard Jake say it. That makes it even worse. Exactly. If you're going to tweet something, tweet it with, he's a professional athlete, hundreds of thousands of followers. If you're going to tweet something, just leave it up. Like, come on. I think it was mean. He could have put, at least, a little LOL well, but he just put it so blatant that it looked pretty bad when I saw it. I was like, man, that's kind of messed up the way he just said it like that. But as far as his tweets with Chael, bring it on. I don't care.
Bring it on says, yeah. Another little bit I wanted to talk about his engagement, which by the way, he's starting the weight cut process. So if you are on Twitter, tweet at John Jones. This is Ramsey's idea. Tweet at him, congratulate him on the engagement, and tweet him a picture of some sort of delicious food and tell him to enjoy the engagement and indulge a little bit. You got to celebrate. You are now, getting ready to be married. But I wanted to talk about that. To you, do you think this engagement means that he's not paying enough attention to this fight against Chael Sonnen on the 27th?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man, where do I even get started with this? Clown Jones, the bane of my existence until, how many more days is it? 24 days? 23 days?
23 on the East Coast, yeah.
Yeah, this guy just out of nowhere, he's just proposing to his wife. So he must have done some bullshit. But you know what? The week before, holy shit, it's all coming together now. The week before, he was tweeting pictures of him constructing in his backyard a doghouse. Obviously it was for him, because he probably did some shit, some more hoes, some more boozing, and he got sent, and he was in the doghouse with his woman, all right, for a while. He even built the damn thing for himself. You've seen that thing? It's fucking huge, all right? It's not dog-sized. It's Johnny Bones Jones sized. So yeah, he probably fucked up somehow. Now he's just trying to make up for it with The Rock. But this just proves to you just what a dumb, stupid man he is. Letting this woman just it's gonna end in divorce. She's gonna take all your money, John. Are you fucking crazy? You already had what you want. Now oh man, the only reason people, you know what? I won't get into my views on marriage right now, but I'll tell you my view on Johnny Bones Jones' marriage. It's gonna be a fucking joke. All you gotta do is, oh man, if you were to see my DMs, you'd understand me right now. This man is not a faithful husband. That is the word on the street. Allegedly. Cocksucker.
Damn, what do you gotta say about this, Yao?
I totally agree. And I'm so happy that he did, that he proposed to her now, because it does show that he has other things on his mind, and he'll probably deny it if someone asks him about it. Like, no, I'm completely focused on this fight, blah, blah, blah. I'm training really hard, like he always does. John, that was a good impression of John Jones, man. John, he knows that people hate him. He knows that people do not like him. And I like that. I like that he knows he's not wanted. I like that he knows people don't like him. I'm glad that he proposed to her now. It shows that he's not completely there. And I'm just waiting for the 27th. I can't wait. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. April 27th, UFC 159, going down on pay-per-view. 7 in the West, 10 in the East. Let's move on to topics a little bit more respectable than this despicable champion, John Jones. And I want to talk about Dan Henderson and Rashad Evans. Just an early preview, because Vegas has come out with the line, and it's dead even. We rarely see that. Usually someone's a slight favorite. Dead even in Vegas. Hendo Hashad. I'll let you all get into it and interject your opinions before I do for once. Yao, Hendo Hashad, who you got in this? The loser is probably out of title contendership forever in the 205-pound division. Dan's too old to come back from another loss, and I would assume that Evans, with another loss, would move down to middleweight. What do you think about this matchup? Yao, you there?
Yes, I am. Okay, so, Rashad Evans, Black Zillions, my favorite team. They have some new staff. We have a wrestling coach, Kenny Monday, Olympic gold medalist, 1988, freestyle champion, Oklahoma State. We have Miguel Cotto's former trainer, Pedro Diaz, as a boxing trainer now. Rashad is going to come out there. He's going to throw hard punches. He's going to be fast with his takedowns. He's not going to be slapping jabs. He's going to be motivated, strong, in shape, best shape of his life, hopefully. And he's going to destroy Dan Henderson.
Damn.
Holy shit. I'm sorry, yeah, but no.
I think I
no.
was racially biased.
I agree, man. And you know
No, just behind my team, 100%.
Well, what's the name of your team, by the way?
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, I thought so. Listen, guys, this fucking fight here, Henderson versus Rashad, dude, this has the potential to be the worst fight that we have ever witnessed in the UFC. I'm calling it right now. Both of these guys are coming off the worst fights of their career. Did they get hounded for it? Rashad caught a little crap from Dana. Dan Henderson, for some reason, did not. But they looked like shit in their last fights. All right, it was a glorified sparring matches on behalf of both guys. And look here, Rashad, he's not going to want to get knocked out. So of course he's going to run away. He's going to remember all his Greg Jackson training. It's all going to come back to him. Dan Henderson, he's just too fucking slow to even hit somebody. He can't even close distances anymore. He's done. This fight is done as far as I'm concerned. And honestly, I'm not even going to fucking watch it. And that is the word on the street.
Yeah, if they take another step down in quality of fights, they literally may as well just booty dance for 3 or 5 rounds. It'd probably be 3 rounds. But, I think both of them will have a little bit of a fire lit under their ass from their last fight. And what I'm thinking is Rashad's not going to want to stand with Dan. No one wants to stand with Dan. So he's going to want to try and get into some wrestling, and it's going to be interesting to see how Rashad's wrestling does. I think Rashad's going to wrestle the shit out of Hendo. I think Rashad looked very impressive against Phil Davis. Just absolute. I mean, Davis didn't have a chance in that fight. Davis, who we still think of as a contender in the 205-pound weight class, was absolutely manhandled by Evans. We saw Dan get similarly manhandled by Jake Shields back in Strikeforce. I don't think Rashad will want to stand. I think he'll take him down, and I think he'll have his way to a boring decision. It won't be like their last fights that were just boring sparring matches. It'll be on the mat, Rashad on top, doing minimal damage, riding his way to a 3-round decision. Might be, and what might be if he loses, it might be the last fight for definitely one of the top 10 of all time, Dan Henderson. We got a caller. Let's add him up and see who is calling up. Welcome to the show. Who's calling us today? Oh, they hung up. I think they got a little gun shy. If you do want to call back, if you're the guy who just called, or you're thinking about calling, the number is 213-457-3380. That's 213-457-3380. And the Skype tag is the MMA Podcast if you'd rather Skype us. I guess... Do either of you have more thoughts on Hendo versus Rashad?
Shit, man. What can I say about it, man? It's if you guys are gonna watch this, I warned you. All right, just remember this day right now when you're watching that fucking fight and you're like, oh shit, I can't believe they did it to me again. I fell for it once more. Fool me once. You know what I'm saying? When you're feeling like George W. Bush, you remember the word on the street tried to warn you. Don't watch this fucking fight. Don't support these fighters anymore. They're rich and they don't care about you anymore. They don't care about putting on a show. They don't give a fuck. They just want to make sure that their fucking kid gets the new fucking the newest Escalade. Word on the street.
Harsh words. Let's move on. I guess. Hold on, I've completely fucking lost. Yeah, I guess it'll be our last topic before we go on to the fights we're pumped for, and the UFC on Fuel breakdown. Sort of a topic that honestly, we're probably gonna run a short show. It probably won't go the full 2 hours, but this topic could go anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes because I think it's a pretty deep one. Phil Davis coming out. His next fight is against Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner and a member of Team Darkside, Vinny Magalhães. Is that right, Ramses? Is that the correct?
Vinny
Magalhães.
It is Vinny Magalhães.
Magalhães.
No, it's actually Vinny Magalhães.
Magalhães.
That's right. Magalhães. There you go. Magalhães.
Davis,
word on the street.
Davis will be fighting Vinny
Magalhães.
next month, I believe. I don't actually. I should have looked that up. Davis will be fighting Vinny next, and Davis is a wrestler. Vinny is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. That's actually going to be at UFC 159 on April 27th. And Davis, being a wrestler, obviously subscribes to the wrestling background and says that wrestling is better than Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and it kind of pops open the discussion for what you think is better, wrestling or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If you're getting into MMA, what is the better background to have? Ramses?
Look, Phil Davis looks exactly like Arsenio Hall and Gregory Hines combined. Do you understand me? Vinny Magalhães is he's slick now, all right? He's not the same guy that made his first run in the UFC when he was 0-17. All right? Now he's back. He's gotten a championship belt. He tried to sell that shit on eBay, but now he got recruited back into the UFC. And look, it doesn't matter what the hell Phil Davis' specialty is, wrestling or jiu-jitsu, or even if he was the best striker on earth, all right? Vinny's gonna take it to him. He's gonna show him something that he's never seen. Vinny is gonna pull a first blood and give him a war he won't believe. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna go Rambo on this motherfucker, Phil Davis, right? You canceled the show in the 90s, son of a bitch, Arsenio Hall looking motherfucker. You son of a... Alright, and plus, shout out to Vinny. I know you're out there listening too. Happy birthday, Vinny. Happy birthday, Chael Sonnen. Word on the street.
Yeah.
Okay, since Ramses didn't answer the question, I guess I will. You said, what is better going in, wrestling or jiu-jitsu? We've already seen Silva versus Sonnen 1 and 2, so I'm not going to answer the question. I'll just say that. But as far as Vinny Magalhães and what is his name? Phil Davis. Phil Davis is going to win. I mean, I'm Team Darkside all day. I'm a big fan of Vinny, but Phil Davis is going to win.
Is your last name Davis? Is this Yao Davis? What is this?
Sometimes.
Some racist shit.
Sometimes.
Oh my God. He's got it all wrong here, man. The boy's all mixed up. Yeah, you were 99% and now, well, Jesus. No. Phil Davis stinks, all right? He's just a gimmick. He has a gimmick, all right? And Vinny knows how to deal with his fucking gimmick. He's not going to let himself get wrestle-fucked and just decision and outpointed. No. He's got a different kind of BJJ, man. He's got the jiu-jitsu that's like he's offensive with it. He's on the offense with that shit. And nobody's ever taken that shit to Mr. Phil Davis, who, look, guys, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but he looks like Arsenio Hall and Gregory Hines. That's the word on the street.
We have never seen him fight a high-level grappler. Looking at the best people, he's fought Rashad Evans, Little Nog, Tim Boach, Wagner Prado, Alexander Gustafsson. Most of them really specialize in wrestling or in stand-up, and this will be his biggest challenge with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, as Vinny is a second-degree BJJ black belt with 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, also trains with Extreme Couture in Las Vegas, has a very impressive record, but as, Davis does too, his only loss was to Evans. I think it could go either way. The Evans loss was very distressing. He was absolutely handled, did not look like he knew what he was doing on the ground. And because of that, if at any point you're confused on the ground against Vinny, he's going to take advantage of that. And that's all it takes, just one fuck up, and Vinny's going to be all over that. I think both of these guys are going to try and put this fight on the ground, and because of that, I have Vinny, just because if Vinny fucks up, what's Davis going to do? Keep on wrestle fucking him. If Davis fucks up, what's Vinny going to do? Cinch up a submission. Either guy could fuck up. Honestly, I think Vinny would probably fuck up first, just because Phil has more experience fighting top-level guys. But, like I said, when you're Phil, if you fuck up, it's a lot more of a risk, and because of that, I have Vinny, second round submission. Let's call it a Kimura. Why not? And, I guess, Ramses, you never answered the goddamn question. Which is better, wrestling or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? I'll add my 2 cents after you, Ramses.
Look, guys, if you've ever seen the movie Coming to America, actually, that takes place in Queens. The movie does. It's a great movie. There's a scene there where Samuel L. Jackson goes and tries to rob the McDonald's with a shotgun, and Eddie Murphy and his friend, played by Arsenio Hall, they disarm Samuel L. Jackson in the McDonald's, the McDowell's, sorry, and they take his shotgun away from him. What I'm trying to say is that at UFC 159, Vinny Magalhães is going to fight a man who very, very closely resembles Arsenio Hall, who was in Coming to America. So that's my take on it. That is the word on the street. Yeah.
How are you going to answer the question?
He is, yeah.
He does.
Which is better, wrestling or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? I'm literally going to ask you this question until you fucking answer it, you cocksucker.
Yeah, come on, answer the question.
All right. I will admit that he does look a little bit more like Gregory Hines.
Oh my god.
But you got to go with Arsenio Hall because more people know who Arsenio is. He had that show. And I think they're actually bringing back the Arsenio Hall show this year, actually. And okay. I'm not even joking about that.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's fucking amazing. If you are a new fighter getting into mixed martial arts, what do you take? Or what would you rather have experience in, wrestling or BJJ?
You have to start off with wrestling as your foundation. And then you either master that, like only one person has been able to, Chelsea Patrick's son, and happy birthday. You either master wrestling, or you move on and transition into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which Vinny Magalhães has done successfully, and he will defend. He'll show you exactly how. He'll answer the question for me. That's why I was ducking it. All right, Vinny's gonna answer your fucking question. Don't worry, cocksuckers.
All right, thank you. I was actually ready. If you were going to go on another bit about Arsenio Hall, I was going to scream really loudly off mic, which may not have been that good an idea considering I have family just a few rooms away because I am unemployed looking for jobs. Just graduated college. Fucking
good
blows.
Luck with that.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, my thoughts, wrestling, definitely a better base than Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, you did bring up Sonnen versus Silva, but, really, what looked more impressive, like, what won 5 rounds out of 7, wrestling or Jiu-Jitsu? And, if you're going to point out those, I I would point out, the one I really think of, the first thing I think of when I think of wrestling versus Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, probably maybe we saw, like, as far as combined skill level, as far as one guy in BJJ and one guy in wrestling, no fight sticks out to me more than Matt Hughes fighting Royce Gracie. Royce, obviously, the guy who started the UFC, won the tournament. Hughes was the longtime welterweight champ before GSP came along. A corn-fed wrestler from Iowa, and they fought each other. Royce Gracie was even on steroids, and wrestling overcame, and Hughes really put on an exhibition. Yes, Royce was pretty old, but I still think, I think part of it is the incredible, work ethic that's built into these guys, because wrestling practices, whether you're in Florida, New York, Indiana, California, if you're wrestling at the high school and especially the collegiate level, you're put up to such high-level practices and workouts that it's tough. And that's why you see guys like Johnny Hendricks, Cain Velasquez. Pretty much, if you aren't a freak Brazilian striker like Anderson Silva, Jose Aldo, Renan Barão, every championship is held by a wrestler. Cain Velasquez, John Jones, George St. Pierre, Benson Henderson, who else? Dominic Cruz. All of these guys are wrestlers. It's the best. If I, for some reason had a kid, and when he was like 5 years old, I was like, I want this kid to incur a tremendous amount of brain damage and get into mixed martial arts. I would tell him to get into wrestling, because that's, if you want to have a career in sports, that's the best way to, just instill the work ethic. And, what is better than having a solid power double and good takedown defense? If you have good takedown defense, you can keep the fight standing up against anyone. If you can have a good power double, you can take down anybody you want. You're pretty much set. You develop just decent stand-up, and you're good enough to get into title contention, and you become a good striker, then boom, you're fucking champion. Wrestling, in my opinion, even though BJJ is next as far as grappling goes, it's the second most important. Wrestling, I think, has the most critical, part in mixed martial arts. Now that I've bored the fuck out of everybody, let's get to the fights we are pumped for the month of April. Let the little music drop play, and I'll start with mine. UFC on Fox 6 is going to be on 420, so you know what you got to do. Spark it up, 420, and watch a lot of good fights. We're going to see a title fight, the second straight title fight that Benson Henderson's had on Fox, and he's going to be fighting against Nate Diaz's teammate, Gilbert Melendez. That's 420 on Fox, but the one I'm talking about, it's going to be the co-main, Frank Mir versus Daniel Cormier. Mainly because I'm just really pumped for Daniel Cormier. People aren't talking about him enough. I think we're looking at potentially John Jones' worst nightmare. If Cain keeps the belt, even if Cormier wins this fight, he's going to move down to light heavy because he's not going to fight his buddy Cain. And he poses a lot of threats for John Jones or Chael or whoever has the fucking belt. I don't care who it is. Daniel Cormier's coming for that belt. I actually think Cormier versus Chael would be a very interesting fight. You have Cormier, who, we'll see if he can get back down to the weight he fought when he was wrestling at the Olympic level of 205. But Sonnen, he's an incredible wrestler. That would be maybe the two best wrestlers in the UFC going at it. That would be a war. I would love to see that. But yeah, Mir versus Cormier. Mir's, he's up and down. We'll see where he lands after this fight. I think it's going to be a loss. I'm a big fan of DC, and that's why I'm pumped up for that fight. Ramses, I don't think there's a question what fight you're pumped for the month of April.
Billions of years ago, the theory is that there was a giant explosion, All right, and out of that explosion came what we know as the universe itself.
Oh, you're talking about the
existence,
the Big Bang, I think, right? Big Bang.
Yeah, but people were a little premature with the name Big Bang. All right, they're premature to call that event the Big Bang. Everything is leading up to the Big Bang. Everything, the creation of the universe, existence itself, reality as we know it, the cosmos, stars, planets, rivers, gravity itself, the physics of the laws of physics, everything has all been building. You know, the humanity, mankind, even the dinosaurs. You know, it's all been evolving up to a single point in time, which we are going to reach in 23 days, April 27th, the year 2000 in Chael. UFC 159 is the fight that I'm pumped for. It is the only fight that matters. The main event, Sonnen versus Ron Jones. It's gonna go down, guys. This fight, it's the only thing anyone should be thinking about or talking about, because we have to realize that we've all come a long way. You know, most people have lived, you know, insignificant lives, but in some way, shape, or form, we've all been pushing. It's all gonna culminate with this fucking fight. Chael Patrick's son, and happy birthday, you son of a bitch. John Jones, enjoy it while it lasts. You know, you are the sacrificial lamb. You have to lose. You're gonna drop the belt. And then, you know, humankind, the universe will usher in a new era. You understand me, guys? Everything's gonna change. Everything's gonna look different on April 28th. All right, even nature will refuse to answer to its previous laws. That's my prediction, guys. That is the word on the street. Yell the truth.
God damn it, do you have to cue you every time, you son of a bitch?
No, my bad. Alright, yeah. UFC 159, Sonnen versus Jones. That is the fight I'm most pumped for. I really cannot wait to see Chael win the belt. I really, really, really hope he wins the belt. I want to see John Jones lose as well, but I really want Chael to win the belt. I just want to see what would happen. I want to see Jones's reaction. I don't know if he'll cry, his life will fall apart, he'll divorce his wife, put his kids up for adoption. I don't know.
What if he pulls out a gun and shoots himself in the octagon after the judge have 50-45, 50-45, and as the last 50-45, he just pulls out a Luger and just brains go over all, Dana White, Lorenzo, Joe, just...
Hell yeah. Jones shit all over the place.
Yeah, that would only boost up Chael's ego, I guess. I don't know, but...
The Chael would lick the brains off his gloves like BJ Penn.
Yeah, man, but that is the fight I'm most pumped for. And then to see Chael retire on the belt, I know he will, once he wins it, there's no secret. It'll just make it even better.
I agree.
Powerful shit, Yao. And that concludes the fights we're pumped for April. Does Donald Cerrone fight in April? Does anybody know when his next fight is?
KJ Noons.
Donald Cerrone versus KJ Noons. When is that? I'm looking that up right now. Awesome pod to be looking stuff up. May 25th. All right. I was going to say if he's fighting in April, I would go ahead and make the call for Chris that it's Noons Cerrone, but that'll be May, and we'll see Cerrone whoop some ass. I feel bad for KJ Noons getting that matchup. But yeah, that fight against Pettis just came out so flat. Definitely hope to see a better Cowboy. UFC on Fuel 9, the main card preview. I want to talk about 6 fights on it. The first one I just brought up because I think it's kind of interesting. Tor Trong is going to be fighting Adam Sulla, which I'm not sure. Can Tor Trong not fight in America? Because you would think the only hang-up about him not fighting in America is the fact that he can't get his papers in order. You know, we've seen guys like I'm not blanking on his names, but certain guys only fight overseas Shit, I'm totally blanking. I'll figure it out and spit it out in a minute. But yeah, I don't know if this is because Thor can't fight in America. But it's gonna be Trong versus Sella. I see Trong winning. He was actually the people most thought was the tough beast when Dana White first started talking about the tough beast. Very good, very experienced. Adam Sella, he was the victim of the tough beast. And I think we're going to see him get victimized a little bit more on Saturday. What do you guys think?
Let me tell you what, man. Didn't these guys like both? I know Adam Sella, of course, got knocked out badly by the Beast. But Tor Trong, he was also knocked out too in his fight. Is that correct? Am I remembering correctly?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up.
I'm pretty sure they both suffered pretty severe knockouts. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me or whatever the fuck. But yeah, who knows, man? Maybe the where's this fucking fight going down in Sweden or whatever? Maybe.
Stockholm.
Yeah, maybe the medicals are a little bit looser over there, if you know what I'm saying. Maybe they're not cleared to fight over here in Vegas. Maybe that's what's really happening. Or maybe they needed to thin out the tough finale card and put on another bigger name fight on the card, and then these guys just got bumped. We'll see, but yeah, this should be a pretty even fight. Who knows? Actually, I have no idea if Adam Sell is any good or if he even knows how to do UFC MMA shit. I don't know, man. That's so. But I'll watch it. I'm interested, definitely, and I am rooting for Thor, the mighty Hammer.
Yeah,
what's up, man?
I don't know why they're on the Sweden card, but it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna watch it. I didn't even know that Adam Sella was out of the hospital yet. I didn't even know he got cleared. But
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was he was replaced on the show. That's right. He did die on that episode. I forgot about that. He's dead, and they replaced him on the show with another guy looked exactly like him. But yeah, this one's alive, and apparently he's gonna fight. So I don't know if he knows UFC though. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess they have to just tune in, But yeah, I don't know why they would be on the Sweden card. I guess because I have no idea.
True. I think the guy I was thinking of was Papi Abedi. He's got 3 UFC fights, and you look at him, and they're in England, Sweden. You know he has a following over here, but at the same time, it's like, well, you think you'd eventually get him out. You have maybe 10% of your fights in Europe. You think it's kind of odd that all 3 of his fights are in Europe.
Yeah, Husamar Paul Harris also had that problem for a long time. That's why he was late fighting or was it Glover? It was Glover, wasn't it?
Yeah. We actually got a couple tweets from our listener Darius137 on Twitter, who his 2 cents on Sella versus Trong. Adam Sella has given the Beast Uriah Hall his best fight so far in the house. I think he'll win, or at least put it there. Which, yeah, he did take, I think, Hall into deeper waters than anyone else. Hall demolished Bubba and whoever he fought in the prelims with relative ease, and Sella, at least that fight didn't end just like all of a sudden. Another thing he tweeted at us when we were talking about that, a topic we can bring up before the next fight, you think that Uncle Cha-Cha would retire when he got the belt. I think a third Sonnen Silva to unite the belts would be money. That actually makes a lot of sense. Who Sonnen would fight after this title fight? There's not really, no one makes immediate sense. Like, who is, we know Johnny Hendricks is the number 1 welterweight. When it comes to the number 1 light heavyweight, there's a lot of guys throwing their hats in. You got Machida, you got probably the winner of Hendo and Rashad, you got Gustafson, you got Davis, you got Gegard if he wins this fight. You have so many people. I think a title unification between Sonnen and Silva would make a lot of sense. Especially that we know Silva's in the market for super fights. What do you all think would make sense for Chael after he defeats John Jones?
Oh, Jake, there you go, bringing up Anderson Silva on Chael Sonnen's birthday. Can't we just go this one day without mentioning that son of a bitch?
I'ma bring up Anderson Silva. I am Anderson Silva, and I'ma talk about me as much as I want, okay? And you were gonna deal with that.
That cocksucker. You know what? But yeah, I will admit that I would like to see Chael's last MMA fight, last UFC fight. I would like to see him and Anderson go at it one more time. Because the way I got it scored, Chael's won more rounds, all right, guys. And the last fight, let's be honest, he slipped, he fell, and that's what went down there. So yeah, I would be down for. I mean, after he beats Johnny, whatever the fuck his name is, after he beats that son of a bitch, a unifying super fight. Hell yeah, obviously that would probably be the greatest UFC fight of all time, right? So yeah, why the hell not? And it should be when it happens, it should definitely be a loser leaves town match. Like a loser retires. It should be those should be the damn stakes. That's my take. What do you think, Yao?
Chael is gonna retire on the belt. He's gonna retire on the belt. He just wants to be champion for one night, one moment. You hear him say it all the time. One moment, one night, world champion.
It's what he told his dad on his deathbed, that he would be champion one day.
Yeah, that's all he wants. He just wants it, and think about how controversial it would be. He would love it. He would just, he would love it. And he's gonna retire on the belt and then just do his analyst thing. But if he did have to fight somebody, I'd like to see him fight the Karate Kid.
Alex Caceres?
No. Lyoto.
Oh god, another bum.
Who is the actor who played the Karate Kid?
Ralph Macchio.
you want to see him fight Ralph Macchio? Jesus Christ. That's crazy.
Hey, money to see that.
All right, yeah, and if you want to tweet at us, definitely tweet us at the MMA Podcast. We'll read your tweet. We don't give a fuck. You can cuss as much as you want. You can drop C-bombs. We'll read it. Maybe not N-bombs. We'll check your profile picture first, and if you're black, we will allow it. But if not, you can't drop any N-bombs. And even if you're black, you can't drop any ER in bombs because that's fucked up. But drop as many C bombs as you want. I love saying the word cunt. And British people say it a bunch, and they say, "Hey, what's up, cunt? Hey, cunt." But when an American person says cunt, it's very poignant, and I like to say cunt a lot. You cunts. But we will move on. Diego Brandao taking on Pablo Garza. I think Diego will have a career in the UFC. He's very explosive. He's a gatekeeper, if you will. Pablo Garza, he's so lengthy for being a featherweight. I don't see Diego Brandao giving him any problems. I don't think he manages to get through that reach. What do you guys think, Ramses?
Pablo, why are you asking me this, Jake? Who are these people? I've never heard. Maybe I've heard of Pablo Garza. I think maybe he was on one of those Facebook fights. I don't know.
He recently beat, I think, Mark Hominick and someone else impressive.
Yeah, well, I guess. Look, I don't care about these guys, and I don't care about the featherweight division. I'll be honest right now. It's because look who's in it, man. Who are these people? Nobody. I'll watch the fight if they impress me. Then I will admit I was wrong, and of course come over to their side. But they got to earn it. All right, I have no idea who these people are. Right, that's what I got to say. Yao, who? Maybe he can tell me what this fight's gonna be like. What's up, Yao?
Is Diego training with Greg Jackson? Do you know?
Yes, he is.
Okay, then I want him to lose, so I'm going for Pablo Garza. I think his reach is going to play the factor in the fight, but I really don't care about this fight.
You guys are bitches. That's actually going to be on the main card, along with Akira Corsani versus Robbie Peralta, a fight that I didn't even bother putting on the breakdown. But we will talk about the top 4 fights, starting off with Brad Pickett taking on Mike Easton. This, really the winner of this is probably, I want to say after Wineland, probably next in line for a crack at whoever has the belt between Barao and Cruz. What I'm thinking is Barao will probably fight again. As much as I like Wineland, I think he's going to beat Wineland. And then Barao, I'm hoping, will fight Cruz after that. And the winner of this fight will be in very good position in the bantamweight class. Both of these guys are good. Easton is coming off a loss against Rafael Asunciao at UFC on Fox 5 this past December. Easton, a part of Alliance MMA and Team Lloyd Irvin with Dominic Cruz. Brad Pickett fights over in London. He fights at American Top Team, though, in Florida. His last fight was that loss to Eddie Wineland. If he had won it, he probably would have been fighting Barao next for the interim belt. For guys coming off losses, they're about as high up in the division as possible because the bantamweight class just isn't very deep now. But I think both of them are good fighters. It'll be an interesting fight. They're both bangers. But I just hate Easton's style. He boxes like the Hunchback at Notre Dame. I mean, he puts the crest of his bag way up in the air and hunches his shoulders and throws these very weird punches that, it looks good, but it's not. It's not technically good. And Brad Pickett is an extremely skilled technical boxer, and I think because of that, we'll see Pickett win this fight. Ramses, what do you think?
Oh, man. Well, don't have much to say about this one either, although I do know who both people are. So I am just going to go with Mike the Hulk Easton for the simple fact and the sole fact that he is black. Yao, what do you think about this fight, Brad Pickett versus Mike Easton? What's up?
A funny thing about Mike Easton, back in 2011, I went to this gym because Mighty Mouse was there signing autographs and everything, and Mike Easton was there, and I didn't know who he was. I honestly did not know who he was. He was sitting next to Mighty Mouse, and I shook his hand, and he's like, "What's up?" Like, expecting me to say something to him, and I'm like, "I don't know who you are." And he's like, "You don't know who I am?" But I thought that was pretty funny, but
that is pretty fucking funny. Hey, that's fucking embarrassing from Mikey.
Yeah, but I know who he is now, so I think that was like back in the WEC days. But I like this fight a lot. This is my favorite weight class, 135. But yeah, I like this fight a lot. Mike Easton, he does have a weird fighting style, and if he gets punched by Brad Pickett, he's going to sleep. No doubt about it, he's going to sleep. And yeah, I feel like the winner of this fight will face the winner of Faber and Jorgensen, and then the winner of that will just go on for like title contention.
For sure. Yeah, you also have Rafael Asunciao, who is yet to be announced an opponent, but he's coming off a win against Easton, so he's up there as well. And when Wineland, I love him, but he's probably going to lose against Barao when he gets pushed back down. He'll be in the mix too. That bantamweight class, really, they need to bring in guys like Bibiano Fernandez from outer organizations to add more interest. Guys like Joe Warren, Bibiano Fernandez, guys who are going to make a difference. Moving on, we got Matt Mitrione, the meathead, facing Phil DeFries. I hate to sort of take the opinion like we've heard from Ramses and Yao of, I don't give a fuck about these guys, but I truly do not give a fuck about these guys. Mitrione's always saying stupid shit or complaining. He's lost 2 straight to Chick Congo and Roy Nelson. Phil DeFries coming off a loss to Todd Duffy 2 minutes into UFC 155. I have Matt the Meathead Mitrione winning this fight. But he's just gonna win and lose to fighters who are any good. I hate to take this apathetic approach, but it's hard for me not to with this fight.
I didn't even fucking know that Matt Mitrione and Phil DeFries were still in the UFC until you brought up this topic in Fight Right Now. I had no fucking idea. I thought he was done. Matt Mitrione, wasn't he like, last time we saw him, he was like trying to start a beef with Rampage or some shit on Ariel Hawaii's show, man. Get out of here, Matt Mitrione. And you, Phil DeFries, I don't even know. Honestly, I know he's a bum. That's the only vague recollection I have of him in my head. I can't honestly picture his face, though. So I will go with Matt Mitrione. You know what? I have no fucking reason. Not even a funny one to make up. What do you think about this piece of shit fight?
Well, again, Black Zillions, Matt Mitrione, behind him 100%. He will win this fight. Phil DeFries, never even seen him fight before. If I did, I don't remember. But yeah, Matt Mitrione, Black Zillions.
Honestly, I hate to bitch, but, you look at the 4 April cards. You have this card, UFC on Fuel 9, you have the TUF 17 finale, you have UFC on Fox 7, and you have UFC 159. I want to give UFC 159 a rating of 10, just because Son Jones, come on, son. I'm going to give UFC on Fox 7, I'm going to give that a rating of 8. You have a lot of interesting fights. You got a Diaz brother, Mir Cormier, making his UFC debut along with Melendez, who will be fighting for a championship. Chad Mendez, when Chad Mendez, who's a pretty good fighter, he's on the preliminary card, it's a good fight. I'll give that one an 8. The TUF 17 finale, I'll give a 7. You have Faber Jorgensen, that's a good fight. You got Tate versus Ngannou. I love Misha Tate. Misham. You got Brown, Gonzaga, Miller, Palashevsky, and you're going to have all those TUF 17 matchups. You're going to have probably, I'm guessing, Uriah Hall versus Kelvin Gastelum. That's my pick for the TUF 17 finale, which we never really talked about it. Hall, Andrews, Salmon, Gastelum. Who are you picking to fight in the TUF 17 finale? Yao?
Oh man. I feel like somebody's gonna get injured, the whole card is gonna fall apart, and Uriah Hall is gonna win by default.
All right. I think probably I'd like to see Uriah Hall versus, I hope, a Team Jones guy. Maybe I don't give a fuck if it's Josh or the other guy whose name escapes me right now. They're all bums to me. I hope that Team Sun and Team Darkside just finishes the job, seals the deal, gets the ultimate win. I want to see the final matchup be a Sonnen versus Jones fighter. And, of course, it will be Uriah Hall, even though Kelvin, man, he's coming out of nowhere, man. Holy shit. That guy is going to be in the UFC as well, no doubt about it. But hopefully they don't fight each other. I mean, that'd be a hell of a weird fight. Painful to watch, but let's keep it Sonnen versus Jones. Hopefully for the final. That's the best I can hope for.
Yeah, I've got a source behind the scenes at TUF 17. It isn't Nick the Terrible. It's someone else who refuses to be named. All I can say is they were a part of the production of that show, who has told me that Ronda Rousey, it was sort of one of those things. It was joking, but not joking. She promised Kelvin certain favors if he won the season of The Ultimate Fighter. I can't really talk about these favors because I'm not sure if they're legal outside of the state of Nevada. But she promised certain favors, and look, I don't care how much of a beast Uriah Hall is. Kelvin Gastelum could win the next two fights in the first round. He is a man possessed, as any man would be, and I have Hall Gastelum in the finals. And you know what? I got Gastelum first round submission against Uriah Hall. Ooh, I burped at the end of that. That was cool.
That's a bold prediction, man. But yeah, I just want to add to that. Kelvin and Ronda will be the new Tito and Jenna. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And a couple months afterwards, there will be a video released of the backstage reunion of Ronda and Kelvin. It'll be released on websites like YouPorn, XTube, RedTube, XHamster. You will see it and be able to catch it out. That is what is up on the streets. And our buddy Chris Lowe tweets us, even though I told him to call in, his punk ass didn't. He said, Mitrione's best line is, I went to Antique Roadshow, and wouldn't you know it, I found Andrei Arlovsky's glass jaw. Which, you gotta feel bad for that guy getting battered 5 minutes and 5 seconds into the first round. That's bullshit.
I love it.
Yeah. But we will move on to the co-main event, which I think, I don't know why they gave Ryan they must have this vendetta against the entire family, which is sad because we know Dana and Randy have had their problems, but I didn't think Dana White was shallow enough that he hates this guy so bad he wants to see the guy's son get beaten up. But apparently that's how deep it goes. And Dana White is literally feeding Ryan Couture to the lions. Ross Pearson is not fucking around. If you watched him fight George Soteropoulos, if you watched that same fight that I watched, you saw an absolute beatdown. G-Sot had no chance. Pearson just kept rocking him and rocking him. Pearson is this guy who's done the win-loss thing since 2010. But I think that streak will be broken. Ryan Couture is coming off a boring split decision win against KJ Noons. He's about to get decimated by Ross Pearson. What do you think, Yao?
Yeah, I really think Ross Pearson is gonna outclass Ryan Couture. I don't know why they made that matchup. Like, they should have put what is his name? Couture on like a prelim or something, but that's probably the fight that I really want to see on this Fuel TV card, because I know it's going to be a one-sided fight.
Yeah, wow. You don't fuck with Dana White, guys, and we're going to see exactly why. Because, he won't hesitate to bring your family into it, all right? That's the word on the street, allegedly. As long as and let me clear that up. Ryan Couture has signed up for this, all right? It's not like he's been drafted. He volunteered for this shit. And unfortunately, things didn't work out. His old man was a fool, and that's going to haunt him. It's not fair. It's not right. But, if Dana wants to put this fight together as a goof, just to, have a little chuckle, watching little Couture get carted off to the hospital. If that's how Dana White wants to get his kicks, why not? All right, he gets us free fights all the time. Let him have this little indulgence here, if you will. Ryan Couture, he's gonna get probably the bus driver uppercut from last year. We're gonna see that shit resurface. All right, that's gonna be your viral clip. All right, Ross Pearson. Good luck to you, man. Do what you got to do. Take out Captain America Jr., the seed of the natural. Get it, man. Get that shit. Word on the street.
And wouldn't you know it, we're joined by the co-host of the MMA Podcast, the best of the West himself, Christopher Lowe. We'll stick to the topic, I guess. First off, what is up with you? You doing good, man?
The fire rises, brother.
All right, you're doing awesome. We will stick to the topic of Pearson versus Ryan Couture. Who you got in this fight?
Well, I'll tell you what. I think it's going to be a competitive fight. And by the way, I'm doing okay. Life sometimes give you lemons, and that's when you make beef stew, according to Andy Milonakis. So, yeah, man, this fight, I think you guys aren't giving Couture enough credit. I think he's pretty well-rounded. That being said, I think that Ross Pearson is much better mixed martial artist than KJ Noons. I mean, Ross Pearson, literally, I can't think of any area he stands out in. I think knocking out George Soteropoulos isn't necessarily a testament to his skills, but he went 3 rounds with Edson Barbosa. You know, Jamie Varner can't say that. A lot of guys can't say that. So I think that Couture is going to be in for a tough ride, but I see Pearson winning a decision in this one. I don't think he's going to finish Couture.
Yeah, you know, you do bring up the chin of Ryan Couture, which is a really good point. He has never been finished. The guy's 6-1. His only loss, a unanimous decision back in Strikeforce Challengers. Really quickly, Chris, kind of to catch you up, we talked about a few things, and I'll will do a lightning round with you really quick. Really quickly, TUF. You've got Hall versus Andrews, Gastelum versus Salmon. Who do you think is going to be in the finals?
Yeah, I definitely got Salmon and Hall winning that. I think that everything that their opponents do, they do a little bit better. I think, obviously, Hall is going to win. I mean, fuck, he might not, but he looks really goddamn good in there. I don't think he's really had a war yet with anyone, and he might get that in his next fight. I think Andrews is pretty well-rounded, but I think that Salmon is pretty awesome in his own right, so I've got those two guys winning.
True. We weren't able to figure out earlier who Ilir Latifi is. I'm pretty sure that's what I ordered last time I went to the Armenian place around the block. It's a little goulash place. Oh. I'm pretty sure I ordered the Ilir Latifi.
The special?
You know, yeah. It was like, I think that means like soup of the day or something, but I got the Ilir Latifi. Do you know what a Ilir Latifi is, or who a Ilir Latifi is, or because we're, you know, I typed it into Google Translate and it's not giving me anything.
Yeah, an Ilir Latifi is actually a Armenian special. It's basically Armenian meatballs and a heavy gravy on jasmine rice.
That's what all right, yeah, that's exactly what I got. True, that makes sense. Yeah, it was actually really good. I would, you know, if
very savory.
Yeah. If you're dining Armenian, I would definitely suggest order the Ilir Latifi. You will not be unsatisfied. And another couple issues we talked about really quickly. Hendo Hashad, who you got? It's opened in Vegas and it's dead even.
I'll tell you what, if Rashad wrestles, Rashad. If Rashad employs any other game plan, Henderson by KO.
That's exactly what I said. Evans does not want to stand with the H-bomb. And then I guess finally, to wrap it up, I'm going to cue up the music and let you go on a jag if you want to. We talked about it earlier. It's the first podcast of April. You know what that means. What fight are you pumped for the month of April? You got a lot to choose from. 4 cards. I can almost guarantee it won't be off this weekend's card, but you got the TUF 17 finale. Faber Jorgensen, Tate Zingano, UFC on Fox 7. You got Diaz Thompson, Mir Cormier, Bindo, and Melendez, and of course UFC 159. Sonnen versus Ronnie Bones Jones. I'm going to cue up the music and let you take it away. And take it away.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. We already did the fights we're pumped for, but
obviously it's Cerrone versus KJ Noons.
That's in May. That's in May.
Of course.
That's in May.
Okay. Well, I didn't have anything prepped up, so son of a bitch.
That's why I gave you a shitload of fights just now. You son of a bitch.
You know what? I didn't know you were talking to me, to be quite honest, man.
Goddamn cocksucker. All right, talk about what you like about Bindo Melendez. Hooray.
Oh, sure. Bindo Melendez is an awesome fight. You got champion versus champion, and finally we can shut up Gilbert and him saying that he's the best lightweight on the planet. The guy has more of a padded record than I guess like a tampon box. Couldn't think of anything there either.
Hey, lots of blood in the padding.
The guy is not good impressive whatsoever. He floundered recently in a gift decision against Josh Thompson, and I don't think Thompson is anywhere near the top 10. So I think Gilbert is finally going to get his comeuppance, and Benson Henderson can finally establish himself as one of the best lightweights ever.
Get your comeuppance, boy. And I guess, yeah, also really quick, Chris, which is better, wrestling or jiu-jitsu? Which is a better base to have at MMA?
Well, with mixed martial arts, it's obviously wrestling. You dictate where the fight takes place. If you get uncomfortable on the feet, you have the power, the resolution, and the work ethic to take that down to the ground where you're more comfortable, holding control and reset. Jiu-jitsu is very handy to finish fights and against larger opponents who might be more physically powerful, but I think wrestling is a better base for sure.
Powerful Chris Lowe. It's a shame you called in so late. I wish we could have talked to you a little bit longer, but we are going into the last topic of the podcast. Gegard Mousasi versus Ilir Latifi. Gegard is a giant favorite. He's a minus 2,000 favorite on Vegas, which means if you bet $2,000, if you give Vegas $2,000, you're literally only going to make a profit of $100 if he wins. Latifi, on the other hand, he's plus 1,000. You bet, you basically get your money tenfold. Ramses, you are coming through. Chris, did you hear about the bet that Ramses and I made about this fight?
Yeah, it's. I remember you guys did make a bet, but I don't remember the stipulations.
If Ilir Latifi wins, I can't call BS on any of Ramses' theories for the rest of 2013, no matter how ridiculous they get. I have to, if not agree with them, at least be like, I could see that going on, If Mousasi wins, he has to come on the podcast and sing like with gusto, with actual emotion. He has to sing
barbecue. Yeah,
just okay. Barbecue. Yeah. So,
and he has a wonderful voice. By the way,
God, it's beautiful.
Voice is awesome. I actually, having a bad day, I sync that up to my phone and I just kind of blast it into my ears.
AMS was like, put him on blast and blah blah blah. I was like, if he was a bad singer, I could put him on blast, but I can't really do that because he's angelic. B, he's brave as fuck for posting yourself singing on YouTube. Come on, son, that's fucking brave.
Hey, Ramses, I'm gonna be honest with you. Your voice, I would pay you to come in on acoustic to get some pussies wet at an orgy. I'm not lying, man.
Dude, Ramses.
Before
Ray, our buddy Ray from MMA Mental, Ray has the most beautiful, it's sultry, it's silky, it's just fucking gorgeous, the most beautiful British accent and dictation I've ever heard. But when I heard you singing, my first thought was, man, fuck Ray's voice. Fuck Ray's voice, man.
man.
That's fucking shit. Fuck that shit.
That's how it should be, absolutely. Yes.
This is fucking beautiful,
Ray,
son.
sorry, sucker.
Fuck you, Ray.
About.
I hate you. I love you. You're my baby's daddy. What?
I do what I can on the pipes, man. Thank you, gentlemen, and I hope you never ever hear me singing on this podcast because this fucking fight is going to be a work.
Sprague's barbecue.
It will happen.
Gonna win. Ray's actually going to be at the fight. He's not going to be on the round table tomorrow because he's actually in vacation in Spain, and then he's going to Sweden like a fucking boss to go on press for this fight. It's definitely going to be really fun to tune into that UFC on Fuel 9 post-fight press conference with Dana White and hear if Ray gets the mic for another question like he did at the last Stockholm event. But I will go back to it. Mousasi versus Latifi. I kind of put our disagreement on the table at first. I don't think Ilir Latifi has a chance in hell. I think Mousasi wins via destructive first round KO. Ramses, what are your thoughts?
Sorry about that. Look, well, like I said, it's going to be a work, so it's either going to come down to a knockout or a bogus knockout or a bogus submission out of nowhere. I don't know that much about this Latifi guy, so I'm not sure what his specialty is. So whatever his specialty is he a stand-up guy or is he a submission guy? Does anybody know? I know it's fucking hard to come by anything on this fucking guy. It's like, honestly, this sounds like a joke. This is like a gimmick that you would see in pro wrestling.
It's a savory meatball dish served over jasmine rice.
Yep, it's the fucking old Duke from Rocky, from the Rocky movies, just coming in and fighting Ivan Drago. It's bullshit. But yeah, Illard, the guy is the bum that nobody knows about, the hometown hero. It's going to be a miracle story. He's going to win, I believe. Let's go with the submission. I'll go with the submission. He's going to submit Mousasi.
You know what? Really quick, I just stumbled upon a little link that says 5 things to know about Ilir Latifi. So in all seriousness, maybe we can inform anybody who's listening about this no-name who's going to be fighting on the main card. Ilir, the Sledgehammer Latifi. He's 7-2 with 1 no contest. Fighting out of Sweden. He fights in the same camp as Gustafsson. He's 30 years... pardon me. Nice burp there. 30 years old. He's short for a light heavy, and he's 5'8". He's not a very good stand-up guy. He's more of a submission wrestler. Here, I'm just gonna read this word for word because it's hard to
extrapolate.
What is the word? It's hard to summarize shit live. So I'll just give him credit. This is Scott Harris off of Bleacher Report, who's saying his background's in submission wrestling. His training home base appears to be in Pancrase Gym, Sweden. He's got that Jeff Monson style mailbox build that makes his center of gravity almost non-existent. He has plenty of grappling credentials outside of MMA, most notably winning the 98-kilogram ADCC European trials in 2005. Also competing in the bracket that year, Alistair Overeem, even though they didn't fight. Another little bit about him. His victims list isn't exactly a murderer's row, but he's fought a few guys that are recognizable. He fought Emmanuel Newton and lost, blah, 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 blah. He once broke a ring, which that's probably more to say about the shabbiness of the ring construction in Europe than him being a good wrestler. He actively campaigned for this fight after Gustafsson got hurt, apparently, and that's probably what won him the fight. We didn't hear a lot other than that he's a submission wrestler and he's probably going to try and get the fight to the ground. Look, oh my god, that just pushes the fight more in Mousasi's favor for me. Mousasi is, I mean, just watch his highlight reel. Gegard is a absolute beast kickboxer, and he's going to knock him out in the first round. I almost want to just bet that he's going to get a first round KO, but you already agreed that I'm just getting straight up on Gegard. That sounded very gay, guard. But, yeah, I get what I did there. It was a play on words. I said gay. But Chris, what do you think about Gegard versus Latifi?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Gegard shouldn't have accepted this fight. They were lining up Belfort. Apparently that was pretty close to happening, and I would have given that a lot more creed than this current lineup. I mean, props to Queen Latifah for campaigning for this fight. I mean, he's a nobody. He trains with Gustafsson. It makes sense, but I would much rather seen Belfort. Belfort can do 205, 185, and if he didn't cut weight at all, he could probably be a beastly heavyweight. The dude's a fucking bodybuilder, so I would have much rather seen that. That being said, like you brought up, Mousasi is a fantastic talent. The guy is a fantastic kickboxer. Has competed. This guy, he's fantastic. He's competed in K1 events, and he beat a Japanese guy. Can't remember his name, but he beat this guy, and that fella right before this fight had knocked out Peter Ayer. It's one of the best kickboxers of all time. So Gegard has some chops in the kickboxing. his wrestling isn't that great. He's been improving it. We've seen it in his fights with Oven St. Preux. OSP, he kind of grinded out to a decision, and that was OSP's style, and he has a killer guard game. I mean, the guy has finished Jacare with an up kick. He's fantastic. His skills speak for themselves, but I think that this Queen Latifah character is going to be a deer in the headlights, and I think those Armenian meatballs are going to get the gravy, and he's going to eat it up. Word on the street.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Yao, are you still with us, or did you peace out? Yao has peaced out. I will go ahead and bounce him off the call. Yeah, I wasn't reading the chat. I thought he'd still be with us for the breakdown. But, it looks like we got 2 for Musasi, 1 for Ilir Latifi. Ramses, you have any more crazy theories about this card before we send it out to the world?
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to mention, and it was my suspicion off the bat right away. But let's. There's 2 possibilities here, besides the obvious work that Dana's just setting up. There's 2 possibilities for this whole fucking fight coming together: the Mousasi Gustafsson injury out of nowhere. One is a theory that actually Front Row Brian actually tweeted first, but I was thinking it too, but he was the first one to actually get the nerve together and actually say it. There is a possibility that Alexander Gustafsson bladed himself on purpose, cut himself on purpose to back out of this fight like a pro wrestler. I think that's very likely. The cut was very superficial. It seemed like bullshit. And the second possibility, of course...
Why wouldn't he just fake a knee injury?
No, because you got to get that picture, all right? And he got that picture out there. It looked like a bunch of meat was hanging out of his face. And then, of course, today we see a picture where he looks perfectly fine. Superficial cut, but you got to show the people something, because it's you can cut yourself, but you can't fuck up your knee and then have a doctor, submit a fake X-ray. That's just going too far.
Why would he cut himself?
Who knows? Maybe he just honestly thought he believed he was going to lose this fight for one reason or another and embarrass himself in front of his hometown people, his friends, family. Maybe fighting all that pressure, being a main event. Maybe the kid fucking cracked. You never know.
That's the reason. After he beat Shogun Hua, he's going to cut himself to avoid fighting Gegard Mousasi.
Yes, he had a breakdown. All right, there's a lot of pressure on this kid.
After defeating Shogun Hua, he's going to cut himself to avoid fighting Gegard Mousasi.
He knew Shogun was going to be a bum. Come on, who?
If this plays right up to it, if you are right and this is a work, I'm not going to call you out anymore, so I may as well get it out of my system. But
Ramses, you're a one of a kind, man. You should get a medal for being ridiculous.
I just want to point out one more thing, though. One more little theory I got.
Why not?
There is a possibility, the lone gunman theory here, that Ilir Latifi planned this all himself. Because honestly, he is Gustafsson's training partner. He is very well likely to be the person. If this story is legit, he's probably the guy that cut Gustafsson. And
who
now
pushed
he's
him
taken
because
over.
Apparently he slipped and fell. He pushed him.
Come on, guys. Come on, is that how it fucking... Don't go... Oh, man, you're buying that story?
So you're telling me that he was...
When's the last time
that he came at Gustafsson with a knife?
Look, man. That cut was bullshit.
It's so ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This Latifi guy probably is the one that fucking cut Gustafsson during training. Whatever happened, we don't really know. Where's the video? We don't know. But it was probably his training partner, and all of a sudden he's the main event now. He takes his place, all the glory in the hometown, all the hoes, everything. Come on. So Latifi, he might have just planned this all himself. He might be some sort of evil genius or something. But still, Dana would still have to be in on it a little bit. Either way, look, he's going to win. Just watch.
Ramses, what we need is a video highlight of Gustafsson training, and when the cut happens, it zooms in, and you see the hammer fist coming down, and it cuts his head, and Gustafsson winks, and it goes back and to the left. Back and to the left, and then we find out that
like
Latifi,
the JFK assassination tape.
Yeah.
and then we find out that Latifi works at a book bank, dude. It all makes sense, man.
You know what's really fucking weird? You mentioned the JFK assassination. Before I got on this call, I was playing the PC game JFK Reloaded, where you reenact the shot. You're Oswald, and you have to reenact the shot.
Are you really?
What?
Have you guys played this game? It is so fucking crazy, dude.
Dumb.
That sounds amazing.
Can you do
Crazy, dude. Like when you shoot, it records everything, so you can always like pause, rewind. You can see exactly like the bullets. The physics are based on reality, and your shots have to match exactly how Oswald did it. Like your first shot like has to hit fucking Connolly in the arm or whatever, the magic bullet, and then you gotta hit Kennedy in the throat, and then finish off with a headshot. It's awesome. You guys gotta play it.
How good are you with that rifle? How good are you with that rifle?
So
Top score 550.
So, like, is it something like, hey, we've gotten 1 million gamers to try and recreate what the official record says that Oswald did and nobody's ever done it?
It actually came out like a few years ago. I think it came out back in 2006, dudes. And yeah, I just because I heard about it on the Opie and Anthony show today, so I downloaded that shit. Check it out. It's pretty addictive, but it's kind of sick and wrong. Like you can actually like you can kill Jackie instead, and you see the pink mist fly out of her stupid hat, and you can blow out the tire by accident. If you shoot the tire, the car will just start to ramp off, and then everybody spills out of it when it flips over. And like depending on what your shots are, the physics change. There's millions of different outcomes. It's crazy.
Send me a link, bro.
So I can just take
I will.
out like people standing on the side of the road.
Yep, the Secret Service agencies that come start chasing. It's crazy,
That's
man.
funny.
It's awesome.
It's pretty hilarious. Yeah, I guess that does it. In case anyone has anything else to add in
I do.
on tonight's show. Yeah. Chris, go at it, son.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for having me. Word on the street, MMA Podcast. Thanks a lot for having me on.
God
Dude,
bless.
you are part of the MMA Podcast. You are the co-host of the MMA Podcast, son, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Ramses, you have anything to add in before we send this bitch out?
Yep. One last thing. Happy fucking birthday to the champion of the world, Chael Patrick Sonnen.
So when did he earn a title?
Wait, okay, I'm gonna pause the music because I feel like this conversation could go a few minutes.
Well, he earned the title.
And I do want to see how far it goes. I really want to see how far this conversation goes.
No, I'm just curious. It's 2 title losses, and he hasn't fought for his 3rd title yet. Where did he earn
champion,
that?
Right? WEC champion.
Okay. Yeah, Ramses. So you're saying he's the current what champion?
I said he was the champion of the world, and he is. He became the champion of the world, coincidentally, 36 years ago on this very day when he was born.
The champion of the world of
earned it.
what? Like there's a chess champion, there's a football champion, a hockey champion, obviously we're not going to pretend like Sonnen's the best basketball player or the best chess player in the world. I mean, what is he the champion of? I don't understand.
What are we playing semantics here? What part of champion of the world do you not understand?
Usually you're talking about
champion.
one thing. The champion of...
He is the reigning champion of the planet Earth is what I'm saying.
I'm not asking about what the region, but what is he the champion? Is he painting? Is it woodworking? Shit talking. The champion of the world. What is he the champion of?
Look up the word champion, and then pair that with of the world, and that is exactly what Chael Sonnen is.
You know what? I would say you're hanging on that dude's nuts, but he only has one, so that'd be an inaccurate statement.
Well, no, I'm gonna say noun champion. A person who has defeated or surpassed all rivals in a competition, especially in sports. So it's talking about specific competition. What kind of competition?
Well, he has defeated every person. And he's
In
No.
what competition?
No.
In what competition did he defeat?
Well, any and all. What I'm saying is he is undefeated. So he is
but
the
he's
champion
lost
of
12
the world.
times. He's lost 12 times.
This guy, man. April Fool's was a couple days ago, dude. Yeah, that's weird.
Wait, no.
I'm sorry.
I mean, we have talked about the ill-fated Westland wind-up on this podcast before. When he was born, is he the champion of like just life? Is he the champion of being a human? Is he the champion of, eating poop? No, I'm the champion eating poop.
You know what, Ramses? I'm going to buy you a drink because you have officially come
buy you a drink.
Become the champion of a guy who facts don't matter to. You win that championship.
Still undefeated.
Just the facts. All right,
undefeated and undisputed, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm going to go ahead and let that segue into the outro. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Definitely check us out on Twitter, the MMA Podcast, and the MMApodcast.com. We really, really do appreciate all the support we've gotten on iTunes, YouTube, you name it. And keep it coming. If we could ask anything of you, if you have a friend who's into MMA, just tell them about us, tell them to follow us, and that is all we ask. Just tell a friend, visit us, like I said, on Twitter, the MMA Podcast, the MMApodcast.com. You can check out this podcast every Wednesday night. We don't have a solidified time quite yet as we're sort of bouncing around here, but the round table, that is every Thursday, and tomorrow we're going to be doing it from 4 to 6 Pacific, 7 to 9 Eastern. Ramses, you want to plug word on the street?
Yeah, follow the Aunt Jimmy Show on Twitter. You better do it before April 27th. I will no longer be accepting followers after then. You gotta get on the bandwagon now to prove you're legit. Alright, guys, we all know what's gonna happen.
I call it work.
So, yeah, you can call it whatever you want. It is the Battle of Jersey, UFC 159, happening shortly. But again, last thing I want to say, follow me on Twitter, The Aunt Jimmy Show. And last time, happy birthday to Chael Sonnen. Thank you.
Chris, where can we find you on Twitter?
At C. Lowenstein.
Anything else for us?
We gone?
Shazam. Well, thank you so much once again for tuning in. Check out MMA Mental, the MMA Playground, Word on the Street. Obviously, check us out, the MMA Podcast. We're planning on having big guests on in the future. I just hit up Joey Diaz. He had a kid in January. I gave him enough time. It's time to start bothering him to get him back on this podcast. Not get him back, to finally get him on this podcast. Along with Johnny Hendricks, too, who I recently reached out to, and I'm thinking we're going to have him on the show in a couple weeks, if not next week. So I guess until tomorrow's roundtable and next week's MMA podcast on the 10th, we
gone.
What I'm abstract and stay true to the craft, to spark trees to relax. Old school miracle, lyrical lace in the track. And I'm working the angles, always sharp and precise, man.